Well, we're in Psalm 7, so join me there. We set up the history of this psalm, the likely history of this psalm yesterday. What we do know is a man named Cush, a Benjamite, has spread rumors, false accusations about David, and he can't fix it. He can't fix the narrative. He doesn't have the power or the authority to fix the false accusations, but he's innocent, okay, of them. They're made up. They're completely contrived. This is likely early in David's life when he was running from Saul, and Saul was looking for dirt on David. So David is going to now write this psalm. This is David's writing and singing this song, okay? I want you to this is great, okay? Writing and singing this psalm is David's response to false accusations. Now, think about this. He could have, if this were present day, he would have gone on an online campaign. He could have hired a PR firm. He would have concocted a massive strategy to fight back, to hit back. Our last president's motto was, if you hit me, I'll hit you back. That kind of posture. But that is not the way a God follower responds. That's not the way David will respond. And David is both a God follower and a politician. He's been anointed by God to be the king. But what's beautiful about this is he's not going to fight for God to make him king his own way. He's going to trust and wait for God to bring about a progression that elevates him to the throne by providence, by sovereign decree and dictate. So David is careful not to take matters into his own hands, not to become vengeful or seek vengeance, not to concoct some strategy of firing back or hitting back. My friend, that alone is great advice for us today, okay? Sometimes the best thing you can do to your critics, or the best response you can give your critics, is to, first of all, go to your God and pour out your soul and get your heart and mind in the right place, and then go live your life and let God write the story. And that's what David is doing. David, how are you going to respond to Cush's false accusations? How are you going to write the narrative? How are you going to protect your integrity? How are you going to fix the injustice? Now think about this in terms of injustice. David, how are you going to fix this injustice? And David's response is, I think I'll pray and write a poem and then put that to music and sing it. I think I'll write a song. That's David's answer. I love it. So look at verse 1. O Lord my God, in thee do I put my trust. Save me from all them that persecute me and deliver me. So we're just going to camp right there on verse 1 for a minute and look at the declaration, the starting point, the launch point of David's spiritual journey in response to difficult persecution. He calls it persecution, okay? The word is to be chased, pursued, persecuted, to be hounded. And so David is running, he's fleeing, and he's being hounded. He's being peppered. He's being assaulted, really. And his soul, he says in the next verse, is being torn, or the threat is that it's going to tear him apart, okay? You ever have something unfolding in your life, you just say, it's eating me up. It's tearing me to pieces, okay? David gets it. God gets it. David is experiencing this right now. What's the starting point of dealing with that? Okay, Lord, I'm trusting you. I'm driving the stake deep right here. I'm staking my claim. I am landing here. I'm making my declaration. David is declaring something to God, but he's also declaring something to his own soul, which is being torn right now, okay? Now, I just got to drive this home for a minute. Picture those moments in your life where you are stewing and belaboring something inside. It's occupying your mind. You want to act. You want to do something. You want to make a phone call. You want to give a piece of your mind. You want to fight for justice. You want to defend yourself. You want to write that burning, flaming email. Okay. Just time out on that and step back from it. I've been there many times where there was an unjust accusation, an unjust narrative, an unjust storyline, and it's just wrong. and I want to call, and I want justice. I want to write an email. I want to get a response. I want to dictate a letter, a firm letter. And honestly, most of my life, I've made the right choices, not always, but it's better just to push back for a minute and go to the Lord and say, Lord, I'm going to trust you in this. Now, can I sidebar and just give a sense of something for a minute? If you're dealing with criminal injustice, then definitely go to the authorities. Okay, I'm not talking about some kind of grievous crime that the system should work for you. I'm not talking about protecting you and those you love if you're going through some sort of civil proceedings. If someone is grievously being unjust to you, yes, fight for those you love. Fight legally through the system. Let the system fight for you. That's not what I'm talking about. But the system sometimes fails. And there's kinds of injustice that the system won't even address. And David didn't have a system to depend on. Okay, and so when the system can't work for you, when the system won't work for you, or when the system is doing all it can, and the injustice exceeds the system's ability, these are the things I'm talking about. Regardless of what the system can or can't do for you, the starting point, the landing point, the living point, the foundation of it all in our lives should be to begin and end right here. God, in this situation, I'm trusting you. I'm starting and ending by putting my trust in you. I know that ultimately you can turn this situation on a dime. You can bring about justice. You can save me from those that persecute me. So my friend, wherever you are, God is your deliverance. Be careful about firing back. Instead, pull back, wait, catch your breath, and declare that your soul is trusting God through these circumstances. You will not regret it. Happy Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow.